Hello, dear Leo, and welcome to your love reading. The month of January of 2026. Welcome to 2026. And thank you so much for your patience in waiting for this reading. Okay, it's done a little bit later on in the month. It is a Patreon reading and will be released to YouTube after the 20th of the month. It's always busy season, December, January, and well, life happens. So we need to go with the flow. Let's see what is possibly going on for Leo. As I'm looking at your astrology a little bit, we are moving through the Capricorn season and into the Aquarius season. And of course, Aquarius is your 7th house. So significant situations going on in the latter part of January and into February. What's interesting, dear Leo, this year is that the nodal axis will transition to your sign, to the axis, Leo, Aquarius, North Node in Aquarius and South Node in your sign. That will be roughly around July. But the first eclipse, of 2026 will be in Aquarius, a new moon in Aquarius on the 17th. Yeah, is it on the 17th? Yes, it's on the 17th of February. And that's a new moon in your house of commitment and the most important people in your life. So love will be very significant. Eclipses are about fate, destiny. Something is eclipsed out of your life, so therefore this amplified eclipse new moon will be a very powerful new beginning for Leo. And there's a lot else that's going on. You've got Jupiter entering your sign mid-year. So Jupiter is behind you now. Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and abundance, is protecting your psyche. You're in preparation, doing something. You're preparing something behind the scenes, or there are things going on relative to some truths, some legalities, something to do with things that you may not be aware of, right? Remember that back in 2020, late 2020, we had that conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, which now they're in good aspect. Okay, Saturn and Neptune through your 8th house is going to go to your 9th house. That's again in February. Actually, late January will be significant because Neptune will also step into your 9th house of foreign, distant lands, divinity. The 9th house is your truths, your beliefs. It's seeing the bigger picture, right? Neptune in the 9th house, very much to do with spirituality. And then Saturn will join. That will be the early degrees of Aries, of course, and that works really well for your first house, especially if you're a Leo ascendant. So Leo, because you're a fire sign, the outer planets, Pluto and Aquarius, opposite you, right? Uranus will re-enter Gemini late April. That will be your 11th house of wishes, dreams, friendships, earned income after career. And of course Neptune and Saturn will enter Aries. That is really big. And then Jupiter entering your sign. So a lot of blessings ahead, a lot of blessings, but also very strong fated changes for you until early 2028, when the eclipses will then change axis again. So Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. We're looking at the Karma Dharma and we're taking a 9-card spread. This is the Arcanum Tarot. We've got the Lenormand here, the Amethyst Lenormand, the Mystic Moon Oracles, Tarot Sexual Magic, the Singles in Relationship Oracle deck to see what the blockages are in love. We'll be using the Godspeed Divine Timing Oracle and the Angel Answers. We'll also be taking some love messages, handwritten love cards at the end of the reading. So stay until the end and we'll see what the bigger picture is. Leo, this is a general reading. May or may not resonate for all of you. do check your other placements as well. And just to let you know that love may also be coming through from work, because Venus and the Sun and Mars are in your 6th house in the Capricorn season. Mercury is also there. And that's where the seeds are being planted. So very exciting for your goals, your aspirations, right? As Uranus will also change your direction, as he's going to finish up in Taurus, which is your 10th house, your reputation, your goals, your aspirations, your career. Let's see what's going on, dear Leo. Big times that we are living through. What's going on? And I wanted to say also, before I move on, that the 12th house is the house of self-undoing bad habits. It's the house of solitude, but it's also the house of secret love affairs. Now, Jupiter it rules naturally rules Pisces as well as Sagittarius, of course, is the natural 9th house of foreigners, but the 12th house is also foreign distant lands and immigration. So Jupiter in your 12th, some of you may also be connecting with someone that's physically at a distance in secrecy. And there's the house of Pisces, well, the energy of Pisces, the hanging man, which is, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in the natural 12th house of Pisces. So for you, Pisces is your 8th house of change, metamorphosis, money that comes through from others, the house of sex, the house of death and metamorphosis. What are you releasing? What are you releasing? What is it that you need to change your perspective on? What is it that you need to release and surrender, dear Leo? Are you dealing with a Piscean person? Are you very confused about what's going on? Remember that Neptune and Saturn, Neptune in the 8th house, a lot to do with your intimacy, whether it's emotional or physical. There's been a lot of illusion, possible also deception, disillusionment. And with Saturn transiting your 8th, you've sort of, for some of you, there have been issues where your intimacy is concerned because of trust issues, because of changes, massive life changes, things to do with your psyche as well, related to fear, related to secrets. Let's see what's going on. 9 card spread, and your main theme, the middle card, is the Page of Pentacles. Let's continue for Leo. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 6 of Cups. That's lots of cups. This is going to be an emotional month. What else? The Hanging Man has come through twice. Something needs to be sacrificed. Someone needs to change their perspective, or there's a karmic release that's going on. 5 of Pentacles. The Judgment card. And the outgoing card is the Sun. Wow. Wow, Leo. Beautiful. Saved by the day. Saved by the bell. Saved by the day. That's a new one. And the Ace of Wands, Leo. Ace of Wands. The light coming on, the desire, the passion, revving up, the fire, the action, the energy. Right, end of January, as I said, Neptune is leaving your 8th house of Pisces and moving into Aries. That's going to be trining that's going to be a good aspect to your 1st house. Your 1st house is your environment. It's all about you. It's about all parts of your life, and it's your physical body as well. So with so much fire and air, as Saturn, Neptune are going to move into Aries, they'll be in good aspect to Uranus in Gemini. When Uranus ingresses into Gemini, returns to Gemini, of course, late April. And then in July, Jupiter will enter your sign, your 1st house, if you 1st house or your sign. And then we've got Pluto in air as well. So it's like lots of formation of all the planets in good aspect to each other. It's like the stepping stones into moving forward. And fire and air is action. There's no more heaviness. We've been in heavy few years recently. We've had a lot of water, a lot of earth. But now it's all about the mind, it's all about the action, it's the yang energy. So there's something that's going to be released, something that you may be seeing from a different perspective. The hanging man, releasing something that you need to close up in your life. Is it fears? Is it a karmic cycle? Is it being the miser? Is it, when I say the miser, being the victim? Unconditionally loving everyone and the love not returned. What is it that you're releasing? There's some sort of a wound. Remember the hanging man. The hanging man is surrender. It is the 12th house, which the 12th house rules solitude, loneliness, and the 12th house is also a divine house. It's the house of the psyche, as I said, but it's also a very karmic house. It's the karma that's released, that's carried from others, from maybe karma that hasn't been worked out from parents onto the children. Whatever it is, there's some sort of a release and a change, because this is an ending. It's number 12. You've seen things from a different perspective. The light comes on, but see, look at the rope that's keeping this hanging man in an uncomfortable position. He's been, remember that this would be Prometheus, right? Who gave civilization and the light to humanity and was penalized. Some of you may be feeling that you've been penalized, needing to get some lessons, needing to do the work, needing to release karma. But karma needs to be released after the sacrifices and the work has been done. So I don't feel that there's been much help, dear Leo. Help is on its way now. Let's see what that Ace of Wands is. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got a Queen of Wands. Here you are, Leo. This is you. You are the Queen of Wands. You need to trust your higher self, your abilities, your confidence, and your intuition. You've got luck on your side. You see the black cat? She's the lucky queen. She can create. She's very powerful. As long as she knows that she may also have support, because the Three of Cups could be a group of people that she's connecting with. Now, threes, of course, could speak to some interference from others, because we do see family here. We see children. Let's see what she's sitting on the Chariot. Now, in early January, we had a full moon in Cancer, and that is something that's going on with Jupiter, the greater benefic, behind you, behind your back. The Chariot is all about forward momentum, change of home, change of address, change of country. Maybe something is coming to a completion, which I see here, I see here, and I also see with the Judgment card. The Judgment card means a resurrection, right? Now, we see a family situation or some sort of happiness, let's say. Ten of Cups can speak to bliss, but to me, because tens always speak to aces, right? And we do see a father, a mother, and a child. But we also see the card of nostalgia, the soulmate card here. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, this could be something that's coming to an end, or something that is fated, right? Because we see the Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a victory card, right? It's a card of truth, but it's also a card of endings because we sever. It's the card of truth. It's an energy of truth, and I feel that this is a release of some karmic debt, possibly, that you've been working through, and but it feels as though you're possibly going to be released. Why? What do I see in the Hanging Man? I see Neptune, Pisces, right? I see the clouds, the disillusionment. I see think about it. Neptune is water, Saturn is rock, and they've been traveling, both Saturn and Neptune have been traveling through your 8th house, which is the house of intimacy, money coming from a partner. Is the house of the psyche, it's the house of change. And we see Scorpio energy here, which will give you a resurrection. This is like a release, like the work has been done. You've paid that karmic debt. We see it there as well. And I also see that you've possibly seen eye to eye with someone, the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups, very similar to soulmate energies. But also, of course, this is a relationship, right? The Two of Cups that maybe has been on hold because of a lack of, the work having been done here. Now, this could also be someone that's in another family unit because of the children. But you see, children have left. This is the card of bliss, and nostalgia concerning a family unit. We see the Five of Pentacles, which is I'm left out in the cold. Maybe we come from different beliefs. Maybe we come from different social standing. Maybe we're just very different. Or family got in the way, children got in the way, and therefore someone is starting to lose their belief on being able to release and work through some karma, because the main energy here is the Page of Pentacles, which is like I'm studying this pentacle, which is the relationship. Can I work through my practical, the practical issues, money issues, because that's what pentacles are. They're about practicality, they're about reality and daily life. It's not only what I wish and what I'm fantasizing. Even Pisces is unconditional love and dreaming big, right? Can this work out? But there needs to be a release here. The clouds, we see the sun breaking through the clouds, and the disillusionment. And remember, Saturn is the boundaries, which possibly and Neptune has been wearing away from the boundaries, the stuck energies, not being able to get through, because Saturn can be a door that is closed, someone out of bounds. And it takes time. Saturn is the timekeeper, remember. So, but also holding on to the belief, because Pisces is also I keep believing, even though you're starting to lose your trust in what you believe you could manifest, you can create. I would say just at the last minute, you're close to the end of needing to wait, you're going to be released. Once the karma has been worked through, you will receive the rewards. The sun is happiness, clarity, healing, reconciliation, truth. But that will come through crisis, because the second chances and the resurrection will come through only if you're thinking positively, and this is your energy. There needs to be confidence, there needs to be the fire, because the fire is action. Earth is more grounding, it's more slow. Maybe you've been waiting for quite some time. Remember, Neptune has been transiting through your house of change for 14 years, and really challenging you to make the adjustments in your life. Your beliefs have gone through a lot of change, as well as Chiron, the wounded healer, the open wound, the psychological wound, the childhood wound. It has been transiting Aries, your ninth house, of long distance travel, foreigners, and your beliefs, as well as you becoming a possible healer for others through your own wounding and through your own experiences in life. Let's see what's going on for Leo, dear Spirit. Let's see what's going on for Leo. Yep, lots of worry, a sense of loss. I mean, the mice speak to Chiron in Libra. It's like an inequality where relationship is at, but if it feels like time is running out. The mice can speak to a psychological low or a financial loss, something eating away at you or your person. It could involve third parties, obviously. It's sometimes it doesn't have to be something really huge. It could just be a nuance, but with the cross, it can be quite heavy, Leo. Now, remember that you are protected by Jupiter, as Jupiter is transiting your 12th house. But things will start to happen. Things will be revealed. Things will come to light. I know the energies have been sort of push and shove. And the cross here, of course, does speak to us. It's like Black Moon Lilith. And Lilith is like a sense of injustice and that you haven't been treated fairly and you want equality and that you've been penalized, feeling as though you've been put through the mill. Even though you're very generous, always, usually. But this heavy burden will not last. It will take 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, because this is a card of duty. It's a card of suffering. It's a card of burdens, but also principles. Some of you may be standing firmly on your principles and your ethics, which you will be rewarded for. You're not going to be carrying this burden for much longer. Trust in your beliefs. Keep going. Is the Six of Wands, which speaks to possible success once you're able to carry that through. And there is love for you. There is the reward. The reward is love, Leo. That is beautiful. And we've got a Knight of Cups. We saw a Queen of Wands. We've got a Knight of Cups. There may be an age difference. Knight of Cups could be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. We've got Leo. We've got Scorpio. We've got Cancer, Pisces. Yep. What's at the bottom? And we've got the Sun. Beautiful. Now, I just did the Cancer reading, and they had the Sun quite a few times. So maybe check out their reading. You may have planets. There's your luck, Six of Pentacles. You may have planets in Cancer and just your Sun in Leo, for instance. But if that is the case, obviously Jupiter is going over your planets. So that's really wild. That's amazing. And there is the lucky clover, which is a Jupiterian energy. Six of Pentacles is like reciprocity. It's like maybe you needed to be patient. Someone needed to give elsewhere. They had other obligations. It wasn't the right timing, right? We see a lot of children, even in the page. Page is a child. Someone sacrificing for their children, sacrificing their own love life, their own happiness. But there's a resurrection here. There's a rebirth, and the Sun comes through to bring happiness and joy. And someone's ready to take a risk. They're not going to be in the feeling of I'm the miser anymore and I need to unconditionally love and sacrifice anymore. Leo, maybe it's your turn, as we've got the lucky clover. And the Six of Pentacles does remind me of Libra energy, but also it's a karmic debt. What you've given, you will receive. If you've given good, you're going to receive good. That's the way it goes. So you may be dealing with someone someone that you may admire, someone who is in the energy of the Sun. And that's like you're the sun as well. So there can be equal admiration I'm getting from both, but it's just difficult times, challenging times with the Five of Pentacles. And if someone's going through a release, through a separation, divorce, whatever this heavy burden is, because this is financial loss as well. And you know, the sun is children. Again, it's the inner child, but it's also the truth. The sun can speak to true love. It's the Ace of Pentacles. There is, if you've had doubts whether someone that you're thinking about watching this, whether they feel very strongly, they truly admire and they truly connect with you on a heart level, then don't doubt that. Maybe it's the timing, I'm going to say again, because Kronos is in the sign of Pisces. A release needs to happen. It could be on your side, it could be on your person's side. It could be on both of your sides. Three of Cups here. That's what is promised here. And there's the Ace of I just said Cups, but Ace of Wands, which she holds. And she's sitting on the Chariot. She's looking towards the future. She wants to overcome. She wants to move. She wants to change her house. Unless she's waiting on someone else to do that. She's waiting on a reconciliation. She's waiting on clarity, the light to come on. Let's see what's going on. Let's take the Tower of Sexual Magic, because I do get desires. I do get sexuality here, a lot to do with mysteries relative to what's going on in the bedroom. What's going on in your love life or in the person that you're here seeking information about. Let's see what's going on for Leo. We've got the Eight of Swords. Wow, and we've got the Devil here in the background. So there are restrictions here. This is like a no-no. The Devil says not yet, but the Devil is also great desire. There's very strong passionate desire between you and another person. But, you know, this is negative thinking, and maybe this is not the ethical right thing to do. You know, the Devil can also speak to restrictions, timing, going against the law. It's infidelity. Some of you, those of you that are in another commitment, maybe this is you feeling as though you're stepping over the line. Maybe it's just timing. Maybe it's fear of intimacy. Maybe it's big age difference. I mean, the devil is Capricorn, and Capricorn is the elder. We did speak of age difference again. And we've got the Ace of Swords. We see someone tied up to a bed here. This is kinky stuff, obviously, but it's also imprisoning. It's like someone is, I don't know, these could be games, these could be toys, these could be different way of connecting. I have to be careful with my language here. So you get what I'm talking about. There could be fear of sexual preferences. That's why there's so much secrecy here. I don't know, unless someone is tied to another connection still, and they need to change their perspective, and then they will be free. So, of course, I mean, there are taboos, you know. The 8th natural house is the house of taboos. So these could be also, as I said, sexual preferences and taboos about stepping out of a marriage, or different likes and dislikes, which may also, I don't know, have to do with someone's beliefs and someone's upbringing, with Chiron in the 9th house, in your 9th house. Let's see what else. And we've got the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, it's like, I get a sense of teasing. Someone is trying to use the bedroom or the intimacy as a tool to win over, to be recognized, to bring in the divine masculine. As you can see, the woman here is tying up the man. So yeah, it's like trying to bring someone in a very sneaky, very intelligent way as well. So I don't see a lot of play here. There can be, but there are also fears of not being able to succeed. And the fears may also be that this is more of an intimate connection than an emotional connection. Maybe the divine feminine is fearing that concerning the divine masculine. But I don't see that, because we've got the Knight of Cups here, the heart. And here we've got the Nine of Cups. So yes, it's going to be a wish fulfillment. Yes, there is going to be an emotional connection. Possibly, I don't know if you have connected physically. Some of you may have not, because of the blockages here, the Eight of Swords, the, hoping for a new beginning, but needing to leave the past in the past, leave what? The worry, leave the third party, is someone needing to succeed, or even seeing the intimate side of this connection as a trophy, as the door opening. So I don't know how it speaks to you, but that's what's coming through. Nine of Chalices is here. Nine of Cups would be, there's intimacy, emotional and physical. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you, Leo. This could be coming through very soon. Let's see what the blockages are relative to your connection. What are the blocks for Leo? Expectations. When you expect too much, no one measures up. Ditch your list. Want what's real. Expecting too much. Someone's going to have to get grounded a little bit and not expect too much here. There can be fear of expectations. I don't know if it's got to do with the emotional side of things or the physical. No one measures up. I get that, like, there's a disillusionment here, and some complexes as well. Let's take one more. Burned out. This card has come out for a few signs. So out of all these cards, this card keeps coming out. Burned out. You feel emotionally burned out right now. Retreat and recover before continuing. Oh, okay. What I'm getting here is that someone is burned out because they've been trying too hard. They're thinking that the other person will have very high expectations. That could be an illusion. And that could also be in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. Let's see what's going on in your person's psyche and their emotions. How are they feeling? How do they feel about you? Where are they at emotionally? This is the person you're hoping to manifest. If we look at the Ten of Cups, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. This could be the fantasy, right? Well, I don't want to say illusion, but the hope, the happiness, and which from emotion, it's turning into more physical, and the sun comes through. But I'm getting the cycle, so you have been through some cycles. From here to here, I would say that there's possibly a loss of beliefs that this can manifest, that there will be equal reciprocity and a return because of the work that's been done. Now, and that when there's been third parties and you've been left out in the cold, let's say, dear Leo, maybe feeling a lack of reciprocity, a lack of happiness in your life, and that you've been penalized and you needed to love unconditionally and just leave it up to spirit, maybe that should possibly change, or you should change your beliefs that what the others have received, you are good enough to receive as well. Let's look at your person. Abandoned. I don't know if they're abandoning another relationship. You've abandoned them. That could be a wound that they may be carrying from their childhood. We've got ascending. And fears. There still are fears coming from your person. Now, for me, the abandoned is like you've gone through a breakup, and then every time you go through cycles, there's an ascension process. But there are still some fears connected to this. There's the pause. And the pause could also say, because the ascending is like, it's positive for you, right? So with the abandoned, your person could be going through a release. They could be leaving a past situation. They're pausing, or they've needed to see things. You're waiting on them, possibly. So the pause and the hanging man could also be your person. Let's look at you. They need some time still, or it's Saturn, Neptune needing to leave Pisces before this pause can, and this fear could be released from your person. Let's take you. You've got understanding, so you're very in tune with the energies. It's as though you're both going through the same sort of thing with a mirroring. It's like you're seeing your person as your other half. So, and possibly what you're going through or what they're going through, you're both sharing. And what I mean by sharing is like what your person, the way they treat you and the way you treat them, there's like a mirroring effect. So it's like what you give is what you will receive. So if you're cold towards your person, they'll be cold towards you. You know what I mean? So that could be another message for some of you. And there's stuck. There's the Saturnian lessons. The Saturn can also speak to fears, but there is the material world as well, which is like the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you may be really down and low on your luck financially, or there may be a big financial gap between you and your person, which I mentioned here. And that could be, some of you may be feeling that you don't fit the bill in the financial situation. If you're dealing with someone that's in a better financial standing, then that could be because you're stuck here where money is concerned, unless you're stuck in another marriage. Because the material world card is the Ten of Pentacles, which is like a marriage card, right? Or you're needing, you're stuck until the completion of Saturn transiting through your 8th house, which is the house of change. It's just, could also be your beliefs that are going through change, dear Leo, and you may be holding yourself back. We did see the Eight of Swords. I don't remember where we saw it. We saw it here. But also the material world, which is the Ten of Pentacles, could also be you've got obligations to family, or, that's the marriage card as well. So maybe in due time, because this is a Saturnian card, if you've done the work, you may be receiving another long term. You may be entering another long term, because that turns into the Ace, which is right here. What's at the foundation? Inner child. That's the inner child here as well, but there are children here. We've got a 5th dimension connection. So it's a twin flame for many of you, and this is an open wound. There's a conclusion, there's an opening, there's a closing before an opening, right? And the open wound for you, Leo, is at a long distance, and it's got to do with your beliefs. It's got to do with long distance countries, distant places, anything to do with teachings, and you're seeing the bigger picture. Maybe you changing the way you see things, either that or the person you're connecting with. So let's take a few cards on these positions. And what is What is this Ten of Cups about? And the Empress. It's like Spirit is promising. You do the work, you be patient. Something is being created for you. But, and the Empress, of course, Leo, is Taurus and Libra. And she is the mother, of course. But she also says through patience, you will, after you've been seeking this happiness and you're challenged to be patient, that could be what you're waiting on, that the seed has already been planted, unless there are issues concerning a mother, right? This could be a mother-in-law. This could be motherhood. Let's take one more. And the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles is here as well. So for me, this is saying be patient. This door, this portal is open into abundance. That's what Jupiter promises from mid-year until mid of 2027. Unless this is, again, it's the financial standing. Remember, someone having found themselves in a family unit because of the finances, because of tradition, because of family, and because of childbearing. Let's see what the page of Pentacles is in the middle, and we've got an ending. We've got the Death card. Scorpio comes through, an ending, and then a possible new beginning, and the ending of choices, the ending of dilemmas here. No more dilemmas. Someone's made up their mind. They're going to use that sword. What is that sword? Yeah, no more things being up in the air. Someone's decided. Someone has decided they cannot juggle two situations at the same time. And through clarity, they understand what they need to do. This could be someone putting extra effort to close up a life cycle, or extra effort to be totally open-hearted. There's the Knight of Cups. It's here as well. Maybe this was someone needing to change their perspective, someone needing to overcome their beliefs, and someone having dogmatic beliefs about, you know, the masculine needs to be older than the feminine, or if someone comes from, you know, an abundant or big name, people that were very prestigious and lucky in their life, and marrying or committing to someone outside of their circle. You know what I mean, royalty. So there are many themes that could be playing out. Why do we have the Five of Pentacles? We've got the Knight of Wands. The Judgment card is the Queen of Cups. And the Sun is the Six of Swords. And we saw the Ascending here, which is like the Six of Swords. So there is an opportunity here where love is concerned. The Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And we've got a Queen of Cups and a Knight of Cups. But we've also got the Mother here, the Empress, which could be as an energy. It's a 3, which can speak to the first in the initial point of success, coming towards that happiness, bliss. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, right? But new cycles, they turn into aces, right? This could be an issue of long distance, travel, physical distance, and the 7 of Wands. Someone is dealing with many things and they cannot possibly, they're not free to chase their desires right now. They're missing information. They're dealing with family matters. They're carrying a heavy burden at this time. What is the Ace of Wands? 5 of Cups, mourning over emotional loss from the past. There is reconciliation, and there may also be doubts about a third party situation and what's going on there. Someone's waiting on clarity. What Spirit is telling me here is, dear Leo, keep nurturing and loving, keep being generous with your heart, and know that you're in transition mode. It's promised. It's just that, like, you're going through a test right now. As I said, with Jupiter in your 12th house, it's like you're in preparation. Remember the Nine of Cups here. And we've got the Ten of Swords. Something is difficult right now, but you know that this is going to end. This is the darkest before the dawn. It turns into the Ace of Swords. There's been betrayal. There's been secrets, backstabbing, lots of sneaky business going on here. We do have some air energy, and there are the Lovers. Gemini I get, obviously. The Lovers, of course, is a choice, head over heart decision. Maybe someone's been using their logic rather than their heart. Leo, you always follow your heart. Keep doing that. So, Knight of Swords. Air comes through quite strongly for you. Gemini. Gemini, remember, is where Uranus will re-enter, especially if you're a late-born Leo. You've got Uranus still giving you a hard time from Taurus, but once Uranus returns, look back to summer, because Gemini and Leo are in good aspect. Look back to summer there, 3 months during summer, let's say in the Northern Hemisphere. What was going on there with the communication, with, you know, your back and forth, with your perception, the communication between you and your person? What was going on there? Did you have some positivity? Now Uranus has gone back to Taurus and will re-enter end of April. But I do feel that there is still a little bit of time that you need to wait. There's still a pause here. You are in transition mode. You need to keep believing. Let's, the sun will shine for you. Let's take your angel answers. Ask your questions. Pause the video if you need to. I do feel that from the eclipse, even from early February, eclipses can play out months before. But that eclipse, the new moon, will be in Aquarius. And it's a new moon in your 7th house. I don't know if you're dealing with an Aquarius or a Gemini. Could be a Libra. It could also be a Scorpio. Pisces. Scorpio comes through quite strongly. Let's see if the angel answers can answer you. Let's go. Yes, with an exclamation mark. Abundance. Yes, abundance, Leo. And success. Oh my God, Leo. Oh my goodness. Meditation brings answers. Oh my goodness. And when can that happen for Leo? Because Leo hasn't had it easy. And remember, Pluto in your house of others could be someone that wears a uniform, someone that is quite abundant, rich, someone that is going to change your life from the bottom up. We're going to take 3 cards, as there are a few of you. Yes, abundance and success. It all comes all at once, dear Leo. Now, this is a general reading. Remember, if you're interested in a personal, do not hesitate, reach out. This is, generally speaking, looking at the bigger picture. A few weeks for some of you. In January, for some of you, we are in January, and sooner than expected. So it's not long to go. That is really beautiful. So glad to see that for you. And of course, we'll take now and see the love messages, the messages, or what's going on in the head of your person. How do they feel about you? Sometimes they tend to feel as though it's never going to happen. I feel that they are also stuck in a rut with you. They really, really are. They may also be feeling a little bit, they're feeling the strength of your power as well. So that may also put them in a bit of a, fearful position that you may override them, or, I don't know, you must be dealing with someone that must be quite powerful as well. I feel that there are strong competitive energies between you and your person. So you've met your equal. Let's see. I love you. That's the only love card in these 3 decks. You've got the luck of the draw, Leo. I want you with me. I want you to be mine. I can't live without you. They want a long term with you. I had been dreaming about you before I met you. I am now awakened. Now I see clearly you are the one for me. I don't need your love anymore. There's the challenge. There's the competition. That's someone that's in pain, someone that feels wounded by you. You are the love of my life. So I don't know if you're dealing with another fixed sign. So it could be a Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or another Leo. And I'm ready to take the next step with you. Cancer had the same message, dear Leo. So maybe you've got some planets in Cancer. You better check out their reading. So I think, wow, sooner than expected, you may be also moving closer to your person. That's physical travel as well here. Right? And expect an offer. There is an offer, but maybe your person is going back and forth. Are they going to be able to find the courage? I think that they will. And we also see Sagittarian energy here with the Knight of Wands. If you're dealing with someone that travels a lot, and they didn't have time, they were dealing with other things, they will be called to action. They can have an opportunity. They will have the high ground. And that may bring on this second chance, an opportunity, a resurrection, even a reconciliation, my dear friends. Okay? So we'll leave it there. I am wishing you luck. I hope that this talks to you, that it gives you some clarity, and we'll be back with more. Sending you lots of love. Thank you, Leo. Talk to you soon.